Hello students, welcome to Smart World, a school of complete education. And today we are going to learn or read the topic, the 12 months. One of the interesting topic you must be listening and you must be getting a knowledge from it. So let us go ahead and read the chapter. Once upon a time, in a far away country, there lived a mother who had two daughters. One was her own child, the other was her stepdaughter. She was very fond of her own daughter, but she hated her stepdaughter. The only reason was that Morokla, the stepdaughter, was prettier than her own daughter, Helena. The gentle hearted Morokla did not know how beautiful she was, and so she could never make out why her mother was always so cross with her. Morokla had to do all the housework, tidying up the cottage, cooking, washing, spinning, weaving, and sewing. Sieving. She liked work and she did all without a word of complaint, while Helena spent the time adorning herself and lazing about. Even then, Helena and her mother scolded and rated and abused Morokla every day. They envied her so much that one day they decided to throw her out in the freezing cold to get rid of her. Go, Morokla, and get me some violets from the forest. I want to wear them and to smell them, said Helena. But, my dear sister, is it impossible to find? It is impossible to find violets in the snow, said poor Morokla. How dare you argue when I tell you to do something? Off you go at once, and if you don't bring me violets from the forest, I will kill you, said Helena threateningly. The stepmother the stepmother caught hold of Morokla, turned her out of the door, and slammed it to after her. Morokla went into the forest weeping bitterly. The snow lay deep, and there wasn't a human footprint to be seen. Morokla wandered about for a long time, tortured by hunger and trembling with cold. So there's a story. So this is a story about a girl whose name is Morokla. She has a stepmother and a stepdaughter. Sorry, a stepsister. So Morokla is the prettier than her sister Helena. That fact make the stepmother very jealous. So she has to do all the work without knowing that her stepmother what she want or why she's always behind her. She do all chores like household works, tidying up the cottage, cooking, washing, spinning, weaving, and sewing. So one day they decided they both what who Helena and her mother decided that they will throw her out in the freezing cold to get rid of her, just so that she may die in the cold, because at that time when they want to throw her out it was a cold season, or you can say winter season. So they told her to go out and bring. Helena told her to go and bring violet. It is a type of flower from the forest. She refused to do because it was impossible because violets are not found in this cold region. But Helena said, if you will not bring the flower, I will kill you up. The stepmother caught hold. She just drag her out and throw it out from the house, and just closed the door with great voice after her. Morokla, she was bitterly weeping, and then she see she what she is there's no human footprint. Obviously it's very cold at that time, so no one will be allowing the child to move out. At last she saw a light in the distance. She went toward the glow, which came from the top of a mountain. A big fire was burning there, and round the fire were 12 stones with 12 men sitting on them. Three of them had snow white beard, three were not so old, and three were still younger. The three youngest were the handsomest of them all. They were not speaking, but all sitting silent. These 12 men were the 12 months. Great January sat highest of all. His hair and beard was as white as snow, and in his hand he held a club. So, at distance, Morocco see a light which is coming from there, and she goes there and she see that three men are having a white beard, three men were not so old, and three men were still younger. And these were not, these are like, these 12 months are the 12 months. So these 12 men who see are the 12 months, and Great January is sat highest of all. His hair and beard were as white as snow, and in Great January hand there is a club, which you can say golf club, a stick-like structure. Morocco was frightened because she has never seen. Frightened means, oh, she just feared. Because she has got feared of how she will face all the still men. She stood still for a time in terror, but growing bolder, she went up to them and said, "Please, kind sir, let me warm my hand at your fire." But she has seen the light that was the light of the fire. Great January nodded. Great January said, "Yes, you can." Nodded means a way to just shake your hand in format to say yes. And ask her, "Why have you come here, my dear little girl? What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for violets," answered Morocco. So Morocco answered that she's looking for violet. Violet is a flower. There's no time to be looking for violet, for everything is covered with snow. Great answered Great January. Great January answered that, "Why are you looking for violets? There's no violet." As you can see the picture, as there is no violet. If there will be violet, then it will be covered with snow. "Yes, I know, but my sister Helena and my stepmother said that I must bring them some violet from the forest. If I don't bring them, they will kill me. Tell me, fathers, please tell me, where can I find them? See, where can I find all of them, all the flowers? Please tell me." Great January stood up and went to one of the youngest month. It was March, and giving him the club, he said, "Brother, take the high seat. Brother, stand up and take the high seat, the seat in which the Great January was sitting." March took the high seat upon the stone and waved the club over the fire. What the fire blazed up, and the snow began to melt. The tree began to bud, and the ground was at once covered with grass. It was springtime. So March take the club which Great January was holding, and then he just come up and wave the club over the fire. Now what happened is the snow melt and tree begin to bud, have a flower, they have leaves, and then all things covered with grasses and snow melt. And what it was like, it was a spring season coming up. So the violet began to bloom among their little leaves, and before Morokla had time to think, so many of them had sprung up that they looked like a blue cloth spread out on the ground. So Morokla, when see that the violets are small little violets are being budding up, and she see that these violets are like a blue cloth spreading on the ground. Now pick them quickly, Morokla commanded. March told her. Let's pick up quickly. Morokla picked them joyfully till she had a big bunch. She has a very huge bunch of flowers. Then she thanked the months with all her heart and scampered merrily home. And then she walked very quickly, run quickly to her home. Helena and the stepmother wondered when they saw Morokla bringing the violets. They opened the door to her, and the scent of violet filled all the cottage. "Where did you get them?" asked Helena sulkily. "They are growing under the bushes in a forest on the high mountain." Helena snatched all the flower and did not give even a single one to her sister. The next day she called to her sister and said, "Go, Morokla, and get me some strawberries from the forest." "Alas, dear sister, where could I find any strawberry in this hard winter?" said Morokla. "How dare you argue? Go at once and get me the strawberries, or I will kill you. The stepmother caught hold of the Morokla and pushed her out of the door and shut it after her. So what happened is that when she just bring the bunch of flower, so they both stepmother and Helena asked her, "From where do you bring these?" So she answered that they are growing under the bushes in a forest on the high mountain. That was true. She won't be telling that doll months have given me. It was true that the magic has happened. So next day, her sister Helena told Morokla to just go and bring strawberries for her. Morokla said, "How can I find strawberries in such winter?" So then she replied that, "How dare you to argue with me? If you won't bring, then I will kill you." Then the same happened. The stepmother caught her, slammed the door, and just make her out. Morokla went to the forest weeping bitterly. Again she was crying. The snow was lying deep and there wasn't a human's footprint to be seen anywhere. She wandered about for a long time, tortured by hunger and trembling with cold. Trembling meaning is shaking. At last she saw the light she had seen the other day. Overjoyed, she went toward it. She came to the great fire with the 12 months sitting round it. So she again see them 12 months. Then, "Please, kind sirs, let me warm my hand at the fire." Great January nodded and asked her, "Why have you come again? What are you looking for here?" "I am looking for strawberries. My sister Helena and my stepmother bade me bring some strawberries, and if I don't, they will kill me. Tell me, fathers, tell me, please, where I can find them." Great January arose. He went over to the month sitting opposite to him. It was June, and handed the club to him, saying, "Brother, take the high seat." Now, Great January stand up and give the club to June, saying, now you hold the seat." June took the high seat upon the stone and swung the club over the fire. The fire shot up. The fire rises up, and its heat melted the snow in a moment. The ground was all green, the trees were covered with leaves, the bird began to sing, and the forest was filled with all kind of flower. It was a summer. The ground under the bushes was covered with white starlets. The starry blossoms were turning into strawberry every minute. They ripened at once, and before Morokla had time to think, there were so many of them that it looked as though a red carpet had been spread on the ground. Pick them at once, Morokla commanded June. June commanded, Morokla, just pick it up. So what has happened when June stand up and swung the club, whole the fire they shot up increases, melted the whole snow. The trees are now covered with leaves. The birds sing, and the starlets from where the strawberry has to come. Every minute strawberries, the starlets or the starry blossom were turning into strawberries. So Morokla sees that a red carpet had been spread. A red carpet had been spread on the ground. Morokla picked them joyfully till she had filled her apron full. Then she thanked the month with all her heart and scampered merrily home. Again, she walked very quickly to run very quickly to her home. Holna and the stepmother wondered when they saw Morokla bringing the strawberries, her apron full of them. Her apron was full of them. Where did you pick them? Asked Helena sulkily. There are plenty of them growing in the forest on the high mountain. Helena took all the strawberry and ate them up with her mother. They didn't even leave they didn't leave even a single one for Morokla. On the third day, Helena ordered Morokla, go into the forest and get me some red apples. The stepmother caught hold of the Morokla and without giving her a chance to speak, pushed her out of the door and shut it after her. Now her mother just now again she brings strawberries full of apron and give it to her stepmother and stepsister. And they ask stepsister, Halna asks her, where have you picked it from? So she says they are growing plenty in the forest in high mountain. So again in the third day, Halna ordered Morokla to just go to forest and bring some red apple. So here now stepmother caught hold of Morokla and without giving any chance to speak, she threw her out of the home. Morokla went to the forest again, weeping bitterly. Weeping means crying bitterly, very loudly. But she didn't wander about this time. Wander means she just don't move anywhere. She then stayed to the top of the mountain where the big fire was burning and the 12 months were sitting round the fire. Please, kind sirs, help me. Great January nodded and asked her, what are you looking for today? Now obviously she has come the 2 days. For 2 days now, why she has come? I'm looking for red apples. If I don't bring them, my sister and my mother will kill me. Tell me, father, tell me, please, where I could find them. Great January rose up. He went over to one of the older months. It was September. He handed the club to him and said, brother, take the high seat. Now, brother, September, brother, you have to take the high seat. Month September took the high seat upon the stone and swung the club over the fire. The fire began to burn with a red flame, the snow began to melt, but there was a cool wind that sent the faded leaf down to the ground. The snow began to melt, but there was a cold wind that sent the faded leaf down to the ground. It was autumn. Morokla saw just one apple tree with red apple hanging high among its branches. Shake the tree at once, Morokla, commanded September. September commanded, shake the tree at once and they will fall down. Because it was very high. Apples are at a good height. Right gladly Morokla shook the tree and first one apple fell down and then another. No, Morokla, that's enough. Run home quickly, shouted the month. Obviously, September shouted, go home, it's enough. Morokla obeyed at once. She picked up the apple and thanked the month with all her heart and ran merrily home. Helena and the stepmother wondered when they saw Morokla bringing the two apples. Where did you get them? Asked Helena. I found them in the forest on the high mountain. Then she again replied, she has found these apples in the same high mountain where she has found strawberries and that violet flower. And why didn't you bring more? Or did you eat them on the way home? Said Helena harshly, because it was only two apples. Alas, sister dear, I haven't even tasted them. I showed the tree twice. Two apples fell down, and they wouldn't let me shake the tree again. They shouted to me to go straight home, protested Morokla. May you be struck to death by lightning. And the said the wicked Holna and began to eat the apple. So Holna cursed her. She cursed her. Not crush. She cursed. Give you what she can say, give a very bad word saying, may you dead by the light, may you dead when lightning occur on you. It tasted so delicious that she told her mother she had never tasted anything so nice in all her life. The stepmother liked it too. When they had finished, they wanted some more. Mother, give me my fur coat. Let's go to the forest ourselves and get the apple. The drunk little wretch would eat them all up again on her way. We will find the place all right, and I will shake them all down. However, they shouted at me. So she says, rogue little wretch means it is implied to only a. It's it's implied to Morokla. So she said, we will find all, and then we will shake it out, and whoever will shout, we won't be listening anyone. Her mother agreed readily. They wrapped themselves in fur coat and shawls, and off they went to the forest. The snow lay deep, and they wandered about for a long time because they don't know. Because Morokla has seen two twice, so she knows and she goes straight. But at last they saw the top of the mountain where the big fire was burning, and the 12 months were sitting. They stepped up to the fire and stretched out their hand to warm them. Without asking permission or speaking one polite word, why have you come here, and what are you looking for? Asked Great January crossly. Why? Why do you want to know? You old fool, replied Helena angrily. It's no business of yours, said her mother. Because they have not treated too much to him, and so then Great January directly asked, why have you come here? And what are you looking for? So they say, the Helena says, none of your, she says, why do you want to know? You old fool. And her mother said, it's not none of your business. Great January frowned. He is now angry and swung the club over his head. The sky grew dark in a moment. The fire burned low. The snow began to fall thick, and icy wind began to blow through the forest. Helena and her mother couldn't see one step in front of them. Breezing, icy cold wind is now flowing out. So they obviously a cold, high breeze, icy wind, none can see. They tried to find their way out, but the snow fell in huge masses, and soon they were lost in it. At home, Morokla waited and waited, and yet Helena and her mother did not come back. When she went to search for them, she found neither her mother and sister nor the 12 months in the forest. At last, she returned home sadly. So good Morokla inherited the cottage and the land around it. She married a kind husband, and they both lived happily ever after. She married a kind husband, and they both lived happily ever after. So after that, Morokla goes to the forest for searching her mother and her sister, but she won't find, and also the 12 months. So she returned home sadly, and she has inherited a cottage and the land around it. And after some time, she is married to the man, and they lived happily ever after.